Serial entrepreneur Anteneh came to America over 25 years ago. An astute and successful entrepreneur, Anteneh will take us through the secrets of buying, growing, and selling a business in the United States. The selling and buying of a business is a very complex process. It involves many aspects that most successful business people are not exposed to in the day-to-day operation of a company. Join us as we take an in-depth look into these processes. This is Make It Grow with your host, Pamela and Anteneh.
Welcome to Make It Grow with Pamela and Anteneh. In this episode, we'll be talking about buying a business. Let's see what the most important things you need to know about trying to buy a business and become rich and live the American dream. So, Anteneh, we've talked about how to sell a business. Now, let's talk about what it takes to buy a business. How do you go about identifying a business that may be good for you?
That's a very important question, and a lot of our buyers ask the same question. And then it's at Transworld, we do a lot of steps in identifying the right business for buyers. The first thing is owning a business is the greatest way to build the wealth, as we all know. We personally meet with buyers and identify what they're looking for based on their budgets, based on their expertise, and based on their area of interest.
Yes.
That would be the first steps. And from that, we'll show them the list of businesses that we have in our own database. You know, we have a lot of mainstream type of businesses. And if someone is looking for a restaurant or an auto body shop or a retail type of industry, we have a list of all those items. If that's not what they're looking for, then we can guide them to a franchise opportunities.
How many steps basically are there in trying to buy a business?
There are about 8 steps. And the first one is finding the right broker. And it starts with an expert that knows the different businesses that are out there in the area, with what the market is selling right now. And then the second step is to sit down with the potential buyer and finding out what they're looking for to accomplish. Is it a lifestyle that they're looking for? Are they there to make the money? Or is it an absentee owner type of business that they're looking for? Or are they the one who's going to be involved in doing the business? For example, if a mechanic wants to buy a mechanic shop or an existing auto body shop, we can find them, many listings in those areas. Or that same mechanic could be say, well, I just wanted to have someone that's an absentee run, or maybe you can find a similar type of business in a franchise model where it allows you to be more of an absentee owner. There are quite a few steps, and again, first step is to sit down with an expert and finding out exactly what your interests are, what you're willing to invest, and what type of outcome that you're looking for.
That's really interesting because I don't know about you, but ladies, sometimes we love to do makeup. But does it mean that we can run a makeup, cosmetics kind of business? So I guess maybe personality and passion, do all those things apply when you're thinking about buying a business?
Absolutely. All those are factors that help you to make a decision or guide you through the right type of business that you wanted to go in. And like I say, you don't just start business because you only have a passion for it. You have to have a little bit of understanding what it takes and the capital to invest and in the return that you think will be sufficient for you to run the business or own the business. So when people call us and said, I'm looking for a business, the first thing we say that, let's sit down and talk and see what interests you in the first place and what type of capital or resources that you have to invest. And from there, we walk them through our process.
Okay. So say you have this idea, whatever the idea is of the kind of business that you want to do. However, businesses are packaged differently. And I know that at Transworld, you guys have a variety of different models, maybe. Okay, can you tell us about some of the models that are out there that someone must consider when trying to identify how to package their business, I guess?
So in the buying process, and like I mentioned earlier, there's a mainstream type of businesses that, for example, the person has been working in the business for 20, 30 years and ready to retire. And another one who is young at heart and wanted to start the business from scratch. So we help them to match that seller that wanted to exit and then that person who has the technical expertise who wants to go into, maybe he's working for someone and now they want to have the ownership of a business, so we can help them to identify that.
So once more we see the value of having counseling or having a broker or having an advisor. So Transworld really handles all of this for you, right?
Absolutely.
So, you know what? If you were thinking about buying a business, be very careful because you might think you know the ropes and then you pick a business and you do it yourself. And then next thing you know, you're disgruntled because maybe something didn't go right. You didn't pick the right business. Or maybe you thought you liked a certain style, but you didn't know the options. And that's what you're offering.
Yes, we help you and guide you to make sure that you succeed in the purchase of that business that you have,
Yes.
and to make sure that all the due diligence are done correctly, so you are less likely in failing than what most businesses in the U.S. do.
You've done everything, the buying and the selling, you know the ropes. I know that I can trust you and I'm coming. Okay, I am.
Thank you.
All right. So that does it for us on buying a business. Now, if you want to find out more information, trust me, you're in good hands with Anteneh Dejene of Transworld Business Advisors of South Bay, California. Come back next time for more on Make It Grow with Pamela and Anteneh.